Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. We're going to have a look at the tubular key cutting machine. This is one that we've just received in, and of course they're all made overseas. First thing you'll notice is you get your instructions here. All your instructions are in Chinese, and they're even for a different model. Basically the principles remain the same for these. They're quite easy to use and quite easy to adjust. This is a 220 volt power, but they work fine on 240, so there's no problems there. This particular one even comes with the Australian plug, so that makes it a little bit easier than needing to convert it. There's your warranty card and things like that. Once again, it's all in Chinese. That won't do you much good. Having a look, removing the styrofoam. Okay, a little bit dirty, a little bit oily. This is brand new. This is how the machine will come. They've even included an extra foot there for us as well. Okay. Okay, so that's the machine there. Excuse the dirt on it. It is a little bit oily and you know, a bit of styrofoam here and there. This tool here is used to tighten the jaw, so don't lose that. Here we have our Allen keys. Basically we've got some bushes in there. I'll see if I can give you a better look at this. We've got some motor bushes in there. They're for the motor in here. Most likely you're never going to use them. These motors are quite good. The machine is quite good. You shouldn't have any troubles with it. This particular machine right here, for what we're selling them, we're basically selling them quite cheap. If you are seeing people come into your shop asking for keys of this nature, then of course you can now say that you cut them. The machine itself, you'd need to cut about 50 keys to get your money back for the machine. Anything after 50 keys is in profit, and generally speaking it's about $10 per key profit you would make off a machine like this. So you know, after 50 keys you basically made your money, and you'd be making more than most other standard key cutting machines. Rather than cutting household keys or some of the car keys, if you cut these tubular keys you can recoup your money very quickly. 4 Allen keys. Yep, 4 Allen keys are there. We have the cord here, as you can see, the plug, Australian plug, which is always good. The extra foot, I think that's just the manufacturer throwing in a freebie. I'm going to turn it around this way so you can have a look. Okay, so what you would do is lift this, flick this back, load your key blank in there, and load your... Okay, so for the first time you get this machine quickly loaded up, just to show you might find you might need to do a couple of things to calibrate it. First of all, we've just had a look. Most of the time the machines come quite well calibrated. This particular one will need a little bit of calibration. First thing we're doing is winding back this ring here using a flat blade screwdriver and opening up this flower here. Just doing that on all 4 sides. Just giving it a slight turn. There's obviously a lot of grease, it's very tightly toleranced, and by doing this will allow your keys to go in and out a little bit easier. So just working on all the 4 sides there. Be careful not to break them. If you do break them, we won't take back a refund. They are quite strong, so you'd really need to be forcing it to break them. Just widening them just a touch. We're going to quickly show you how to line up this gem machine. This one's new out of the box and didn't quite line up. So this is your guide here, and I'll show you how to load it from scratch. When you first get the key machine out of the box, just follow these few simple instructions. Wind this knob all the way back here, get a small screwdriver in there like this, and just open up these collets, turning it round. Just give them a little spring. Make sure they're not too grippy, otherwise it would be hard to get your key in and out. And then simply get yourself a blank key like this. In actual fact, we'll get 2 of the same blank keys. Here we have 2 of the same blank keys. Just feeding it in through the front. Just goes in there like that. Make sure it is spring loaded and the spring is working good. Make sure it goes in square as well. pushing it back in, pushing the guide in, allowing it to rest against the guide, tightening up your collet. This tool here is used for this. Okay, tight but not too tight. Using a blank key at the back of it, slide it in between the horseshoe. There's a little nipple here, goes over onto the horseshoe, making sure the key goes all the way in. Then as you push the key blade, you can see that it's just touching. If you find that it's not touching or it's not correct, you would use your Allen key here, loosen off the front one only, allowing you to slide it forwards or backwards. What I like to do is just have it so it slides to its own position, pulling it forward as much as I can, using the Allen key now. So quite tight, quickly nip it up, checking that my guide and my cutter are in exactly the same place. Quickly tighten this up, tighten up as tight as you can. Now when we start to cut the key, you go to your first cut, you push in, you pull out, turn it to your next cut, push in, pull out. Some people push in and give it a little twist backwards and forwards, twist backwards and forwards, twist just like that, all the way around the edge of the key. These keys here have grooves along the side, and this is what we're cutting. So you push in, little twist, pull out. Don't push in and try and turn it too far, you're just going to wreck the cutter. Now this is the key blank here, just putting that in the middle, just like that. You want it to be spring loaded like that. Okay, spring loaded's a good thing. Once you've got it in, just hold your finger on the front, just wind it up. Tighten up so it doesn't go flying out. It is spring loaded to be pushed out. Now on the back here, if you can see it, there's a little black piece of metal here. With this one here brand new out of the box, we just had to straighten that. The little groove on the top was slightly off center, so we've straightened that. It is important to get your key all the way in on the shaft. For the first few keys it might be a little bit tricky to get the key all the way in and all the way off, but by using this method we're going to show you, you'll be able to cut a good key first time every time just by using the same technique. So what we've done is we've put the original key in, and we're going to line it up. We're going to line this key blade up and this one here to a blank spot, which is the key height on the actual machine. So letting it lock back in, using the tool, backing it off so it's spring loaded. I'm going to push this in so I can get my key height to about there. I'm just going to give it a quick tighten. And just watching the key blank that it's not going to move out of position. Now I tighten a little bit more. Now I can start my cuts. So you start from one side, you push in, turn it round, pull out, push in, out, all the way around until you cut the entire key.